speak, FYP, and it doesn't give notifications to everybody following the person, right? I'm thinking that's how it is when you're shadow banned, because I've always gotten
I'm pretty sure.
It's kind of weird.
What is going on? What's the deal, Pickle? Man, what is that? It's weird.
It's almost bedtime for me. What are you doing?
Well, then go to bed.
I said almost. All right, let's calm down. Calm down.
Yeah. Well, I mean, trust me, I was hoping to come on sooner. It's all right. It's just 1 hour, and you already know they fly by. So, guys, I don't know what's going on with the notifications, but on TikTok, this happens to just about everybody, but from what I've learned. So, and I checked like for the update and all that, and I'm updated. So I don't know if all y'all are updated, but I'm updated. And if you need to update, then I guess. Nina, what's up? Nina's in the YouTube. Nina is in the YouTube. I don't know if Kelly's here. Is Kelly in here? Kelly said she might have some questions, and I said, well, you can definitely come up and we can discuss it. It just happened to be family related. Kelly, can you come up or what?
Morris?
Yeah, my bad, Morris. Can you come up? Or do you want to talk about it here? I mean, we don't have to, obviously. I just thought maybe since we're doing a grit mastery family, that we could discuss that on this specific page, since that's what this page is about.
I can be here, Trot, just off and on. I might have to be quiet for a little bit for that third party we were talking about.
Yeah, that's all right. Just heck, if you have to, put something in the comments, then just put it in the comment, and then I don't know.
I will do that.
Hopefully, you're wearing earbuds.
Yep, I am.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, then we're good. Yeah. So lay it on me. Lay whatever you can on me, and we'll just kind of discuss it. So Grit Mastery Family is not about fixing anybody's problems. It's just pushing you towards tools that can help in the meantime. There's no such thing as fixing a problem. Nobody can fix the problem. What we do is we're wise about pointing people to choices that they can make to better those situations. So let's try to do some of that. What's up? What you got?
I'm failing miserably, Trot. As I shared with you, when it comes to my family members, not so much support. My dad doesn't talk about Jesus. My mom is a Catholic. Tried to talk to her about Jesus, and that goes south real quick, so I quit talking about that. My sister, who is coming from Colorado tomorrow, says she will have a seat right next to Satan in hell, so that's how that one goes.
All right. Wow, she got first row seats.
Yeah,
Man,
absolutely.
One day you should ask her where she
get. What a party!
You should ask her where she get those tickets so soon.
I know, right?
Yeah,
I'm like, to get first class up front,
yeah,
front row, front and center. Yeah, okay. My place from my dad's place is a 2.5 hour drive for me. So I get to go back on Saturdays, but now that we're haying, I get to go back on Sundays to check my 784 acres. My cattle spend 6 hours mowing and trimming, 5 hours driving. I have a father who unfortunately is addicted to oxycodone and other things, and lashes out a lot at me. He has 16,000 acres, takes in 1,500 head of cattle, so it's a lot to maintain here, let alone my place. And the lashing comes out at me, Trot, and there are times that I can excuse myself and I realize it's his flesh reacting, and I realize I'm whining too in my flesh, but it's catching up to me, and I gotta redirect myself real quick.
Yeah. Hey, do you know if your dad has any form of like, what do you call it?
Alzheimer's?
Yeah.
He has beginning stages.
All right. Well, so my wife, she helped take care of her peepaw, not her pawpaw, but her peepaw, her great grandfather. And he would lash out at her.
Yep.
And like, I mean, you name it, he if there was a name for a woman that a woman would not like to hear, he made sure, boy, that he pronunciated all the names, and he would say,
right?
he would say all the stuff. And, of course, if it was chow time, he'd kind of calm down and kind of finish that. And as soon as that's over, that's it. It's round 2. And before you know it, there's 12 rounds a day. And you don't know how,
right.
You don't know how each round is going to. And so, sometimes when people are having like certain stages of Alzheimer's and medical issues that are about the same, it's important to remind yourself that that's the stage they're at. Like that's dementia is where they have behavioral problems and lashing out. Yeah, dementia too. He had both dementia and Alzheimer's, but mostly dementia. But he did have Alzheimer's. But and maybe your dad has a form of dementia, in that case. And obviously it wouldn't be good to see any family member of yours to have either one of them. Like that wouldn't be good for anybody, So, but I think you can at least remind yourself not to take it personal when that's kind of where he's at. Like that's the stage he's getting into. So even if you were to say, well, yeah, before he had that, he acted like that anyway. Oh, well, maybe he did. But now that he's in these stages, it's not the same. It's literally the stages that's doing it. So it's not okay that the stages are happening, but it does become a little bit easier if you can tell yourself the truth that he's going through a type of dementia or Alzheimer's. It is going to help as long as you're truthful to yourself. Now, I'm not saying that it's easy for him to just say whatever he was, and then hey, come here, and then do this and do that. Hey, did you do what I told you to do? You know what? You didn't even do that right. And and I mean, it's just nonstop. It's nonstop because
it is nonstop.
Yeah,
Trot.
it's nonstop.
It's wearing.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Very wearing.
Oh, I'm sure it is. 100%. I had a buddy, and I hate to even bring him up, man. I really do, but I had a buddy, and we'll just call him Farm John. How about that? We'll just call him Farm John. And he had a dairy farm, and he had just about every animal. And I'd refresh. What's going to refresh? I don't know what that said. But he had just about every animal, and he was just a mean old geezer, this dude. And I mean, there was a handful of people that would show up to his house, help him feed his animals, water his, and heaven forbid, because so he had one tank that it didn't fill itself up. Okay. All the rest of them were like freaking, big toilets. They had those big balls, and then, once the cows drank it and that thing, the water would go in and it'd push that ball up there and it'd make it stop. But he had a tank that, and these are all, man-made big concrete tanks. And he had one for his hogs, and you had to turn the water hose on. And boy, forget to turn the water off and let that water come over that concrete. I'm talking 1 inch of water, like a gallon's worth of water. Okay, we're not talking about a full lake, even though I've done that one time or two. But I'm talking, if he sees that white concrete turn brown, right, because the water, his whole day is ruined. And if his day is ruined, then your day is ruined. And he was just, a tyrant. Sometimes I felt like he would get his bull loose on purpose just to tell someone to go get it so he could see what happens. I really think that. But he was such a mean old dude. And, everybody was so nice to him. He had coyotes were ripping his chickens' heads off. And he's like, I'm getting tired of these coyotes hanging. I'm like, bro, we're all telling you what to do. Get you a game camera, put the little thing in your house with the little alarm, and when that thing's picking up, now sometimes the alarm goes off because of the chickens, but one of those times it's going to be freaking, just turn it on when it's not time. And a lot of times it's not going to pick up just the chickens. Well, anyway, he didn't even have that thing a week. It was waterproof, perfect game camera. Well, one day it picked up 2 or 3 coyotes, and boy, they were tearing they just tear the head off the chicken and run off with it, And he's like, that thing won't stop going off, and he's all mad. And I'm like, man, I'm here, dude, chill out. I said, let me see what it is. And sure enough, there's a coyote or two just in there, just boy, having like a kid in a candy store. They're just going at it. I see feathers flying all over the place. And I'll run over there as quick as I can. Anyway, let's just say the coyotes, they were no more. They ceased to exist. And I said, bro, you over here treating everybody bad. And we all ran over there, took care of these coyotes. Oh, it don't matter. They're going to come back okay. And then somebody else that's here will take care of them. I said, eventually that small herd is going to die off and your chickens will be safe for another year. I said, but there's going to be more the next year. I said, there ain't nothing you can do about it. But don't sit there and just get mad. But what I'm getting at is everybody helped this dude so much, it didn't matter. Listen, I got pictures on my phone. I still have them. I remember one day he was like, hey, can you go clean all the poop off the concrete from the hogs? I said, well, how long is it? I ain't been back there. I said, how long has it been since it's been clean? He's like, well, I don't know. I'm like, you don't know? You got 40 hog back there. Just saying you don't know. Even if that's a week, that's a lot of poop. And for him to say, I don't know, I was like, oh my, this is going to be a nightmare. I get over, and this is probably like a 5-foot shovel. And when I stuck that, you couldn't see the spade. That thing was probably about 2.5 feet, maybe 2 feet for sure, of just pig poop. And we're talking, this area is like, I don't know, 3,000 square feet, and 75% of it is full of poop. And all he said was, oh, there's a water hose right there. A water hose. You would need a freaking fire hydrant hose, like a firefighter hose to help you move all this poop. And he's like, here's a shovel. I'm like, bro, I'm not your slave. You want me to come over here with a shovel and a water hose that pushes out water 5 gallon, I don't know what, a yard a minute. I could fly off my shirt with the strength of that water hose, and you want me to push freaking 4 metric tons of hog poop. And I mean, just a mean old dude. Now, even though that wasn't my father, I'm telling you, because it's an all-day thing, they're not going to stop. There's so much that needs to be done. So no matter what direction you turn, you're not doing this right. This ain't working out. Why are you doing it like that? And yet you're the one doing everything. So I'm telling you right now, I may not fully understand, like, because it's not my own father, but man, like, it's nonstop, especially when they start getting into that dementia. So even if they were a little bit mean before, it just magnified times 10, at this point, So yeah, no, I'm at least having some sort of understanding of what you're saying. But I just kept reminding myself. Now again, I didn't live there weeks at a time, so don't think for a second that I'm saying, that the scenario's the same. But I'm saying if it's a person I'm not related to, I can't imagine if it was a person you are related to. It could it could be a little much, right? So all you got to do, one thing for sure, is the timing on everything has to be as right as possible. If you're able to go to the house for 1 or 2 days, make sure you're there the entire 1 to 2 days. I don't care what happens. Do not go over there early. You need your time. And it is sad that obviously, and I understand the circumstance with your mom, she's not going to go over there and help, and your sister is trying to make you believe that she's Satan herself so you don't beg her for help anymore. Well, that's manipulative. I definitely would be asking her every 2 or 3 days, when are you going to come help with Pop? I would ask every 2 or 3 days, when are you going to come help with Pop? I told you.
She's coming tomorrow, Trot.
Well,
she's
saying.
She's coming tomorrow,
but I mean,
she causes more issues, I swear.
Oh, okay. So she's not that much help.
No.
Ooh.
Honest to God, everybody, all she cares about is when the old boy falls off and we can sell the 16,000-acre ranch and she can have her inheritance. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's awful.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, okay. Well, if it's one of those, it's not worth arguing about then, because.
No, I don't.
Yeah. So like if her mind is made up, like, she just can't wait for the old dog to kick the bucket. Like there's nothing you're going to say that's going to change her mind. So,
right.
Yeah, I wouldn't even allow that to mess with my conscience, because, first of all, I'm with you. That's wrong. She's wrong, period. But to tell her she's wrong, why? Like, Lord have mercy. You don't need the headache. Just let her. She can think whatever she wants, and so that part's easy as far as you not, lashing out or getting angry with her, or, if she comes. If you feel like she's not going to help, I wouldn't even ask for her help. I wouldn't, because all that's going to happen is if she doesn't do it right, or if she tells you, yeah, I'll do it, and she doesn't, and it was something that needed to get done. I don't care if it's mowing something, weed eating, spraying, whatever it is. If she says she's going to do it, and let's say you're like, oh my God, thank God. And you go take 2-3 hours. Let's say you go to your house and you tell her, hey, I'm going to leave at 8 a.m. I'll be back by 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You come back and she didn't do it, you're going to be even more mad. So.
I know, but you know why she's coming back, Trot?
Well,
she wants to do documentation of my dad's mental health. She wants to inquire his hired hands and get their responses of dad's long-term, short-term memory, and start documenting everything.
Why?
Because she wants to prove him incompetent.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Well. Yeah. And
I have my hands full, Trot.
Yeah.
I swear. That's why I cling to you guys and the Lord so much. I just I'm struggling. I am struggling, everyone. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I don't want a pity party. I don't.
No, you don't want to do that, but there's nothing wrong to have a discussion, right?
Right.
There's nothing wrong to have a discussion to get some different perspective. You just have to remember what can I do just to keep peace? Keep the peace you have. What can you do? That's the only thing you can focus on right now. So, so this is your dad's biological daughter. This is your biological sister coming.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Well, so she has a right to your father as much as you do.
Right.
Right. So, if there's something, that you disagree with, there's nothing wrong with telling her. Say, I just want to let you know I disagree. And when people don't want correction, they make comments like your sister makes. Oh, don't worry about me, sis. I got front row tickets to Satan. I got a seat right beside him. Some of these people just say this so you don't even waste your time on trying to make them feel bad. Now, deep down, there may be some care, but it's not enough. So, excuse me, if she's trying to do the whole, you know what, I'm going to prove him incompetent, and the reason is because of this. And, if there's enough doctors that sign off on that, it's possible there could be one or two that's lying. It's possible there could be one or two that's telling the truth. So I think honesty at this point is probably the best. Like if it is possible that your father really is incompetent, there's nothing wrong with telling the truth about that. I'm saying as far as the doctor telling you, hey, look, there is some incompetency here. And let me go over the, and it may be the doc says, yep, there's some incompetence here. I see it. Now what? Your sister's like, oh, well, we need to move him to a home. The doc may say, oh, he ain't got incompetency. He's not incompetent like that.
Right.
He may. There's doctors that tell the truth. There are. I've met them. Sometimes you think doctors lie all the time. No, I've met some that will tell the truth. I've even met lawyers that will tell the truth. Okay, but there are doctors that know what families are trying to do, and they'll say, he's not incompetent like that. And the whole time you're like, or you're not you, but your sister, yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. No, he's not. And, the family member's not happy because they were hoping, that. And then the other side is he can say, oh, yeah, on a scale 1 to 10, 10 being bad, he's a 7, which is over a 5. And if he's over a 5, then, yeah, we can talk about either treatment at home or sending him off to a home or doing all these things. And that's still your sister.
Right.
So I'll tell you, man, don't forget that. Don't forget it. It's not fair if you become the only child and like you're trying. It's just not fair. It's not fair. So I'm with you, though. It's wrong. It's 100% wrong if that's what she's trying to do. But if the doctors agree, then now what it is you're in that place of mourning that we've come to the point that even doctors are saying that your father is coming to this incompetency level. And so if that's true,
he's not quite there yet, Trot. I mean, short term, off and on, but the man can remember 50 years ago and be here in the house because he's an amputee like Troy.
Yeah. And
he can put parts together and do everything with his mind. Short term, not so good, but he's not there yet.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, the short term is actually the worst kind.
I know, right?
Yeah, they are, because these are the people that they have grandchildren and their kids are like, hey, can you watch the grandkids? And they're like, yeah, of course. And they'll leave the kids in a car while they're in Walmart, didn't even know they're in there. They forget.
Right.
Now, they're going to remember your name. They'll remember how much you weigh. when you were born, where you have birthmarks. I mean, down to the nitty gritty. They'll remember all that crap, and you're like, oh, well, they're fine. But you tell them, hey, we're going to go eat at Whataburger tomorrow at 6. They won't show up. And you're like, I told you we're going at 6. Huh, you did? The short term is gone. They start, again, I'm not saying your dad's. I'm saying, but when people start having the short term issue, those are the worst ones. Mackenzie told me that her peepaw, he had a new dog, Ranger. He had Ranger, and Ranger's like a weenie dog. Well, anyway, it was a baby, like, 4 months old, 6 months old. It was a pup. And he went in somewhere and just left that dog in there like for hours. And, I don't remember the exact same story, but they went looking for him because nobody could find him. He's still in the store walking around. Like, we're talking, everybody knew he went to go get a gallon of milk. A potato. Like, one thing. And they come back and he's got a whole cart full of stuff and walking around the store for a long time, for hours. And they're like, where's Ranger? Everybody knew where. He's in the truck. They go in there, that pup's almost dead. It's 110 degrees outside. That could have been a baby. So sometimes the short-term memory is worse than the long-term. I hate to say this, but it's kind of like you would rather them start forgetting the long-term. And I'm not talking about what your birthday is or anything like that, but maybe, his parents. I mean, obviously they're probably not still alive, so we can start forgetting some of that stuff. I'd rather them forget some of that stuff than forget that they're supposed to take a kid out of the car, but both of them are sad. But if your sister wants to do that, she has every right to. It's wrong, 100% it's wrong. Now obviously you can get some lawyers involved, because that's true. You can get lawyers involved and say, hey, look, I'm the one that's taking care of all this. I don't see an issue. I'm not really sure what she's talking about. She ain't here. So she's going to go walking around talking to all the hands. All the hands can tell her, I don't see anything wrong. I mean, it just depends on what they say, but I would just stick to the truth as much as possible. And if it comes out that the doc agrees that there's an issue, it's kind of like, okay, well, where do we go from here? And just it may not be a good thing, or a good feeling that these things are happening, but that they are. So, but I'm with you also with the 2-3 hour drive home. So you stay there 5-6 days a week and go home for one day.
Yeah, well, not even a whole day. So I spend my 5 hours driving and then 6 hours mowing and trimming my yard. It takes me about 2 hours to go out and check my pastures and my wells and my cattle and stuff. So 23 hours of the day is consumed, and I get back when I can and start fresh for the new day.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's very difficult.
I can see that definitely being difficult. But I will say this, you either hire enough people that can do it or figure something out, because you can't keep doing it. I mean, that's you just can't, especially if you got your own property to take care of. I think one of the things that I would be looking at is trying to find someone, or maybe two. I don't know how many hands y'all have out there, but if I had to get another, I have 4. If I had to get another 1 or 2, I would. 100% I would. That's if the doctor deems that he's competent, he's fine, he's only at level 1, he's not even close to 10, maybe he's at level 2, whatever. Then if it's possible, I'm not saying it's something you have to do, but you're going to have to put somebody, 1 or 2 people there that can take care of some other things, so you can go home for 2 or 3 days instead of 1.
Right.
Because you're gonna wear yourself out. I tell you, when Mackenzie started doing these extra jobs, these off duties, and you know she works a lot, and when she started doing all that, you know, she started asking me, hey, you know, she's like, hey, is it okay if I don't clean the house today? And I'm like, what? What do you mean? She's like, well, I'm tired, and I'm like, oh, just that the way she asked me, I didn't like it. Is it okay if I don't clean the house today? like if I'm gonna go get the belt, like I know I play around, I'm gonna get the paddle on her and stuff, but you know, but she was being serious, and I was like, what? Like, why is she asking? I was like, hey, why are you asking me like that? She's like, well, because I'm tired. I said, no, but the way you asked, like, is it okay? Like, what do you mean? Because, you know, she's old school, man. She's in her head, you know, she's the one that has to go. I was like, neither one of us have to do it. I said, last thing I want is you coming home being stressed about the floor having a crumb on it. So we hired a maid. You know what I mean? We hired a maid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I wish I could.
Yeah, so, you know, I'm not going to pay. So if I paid somebody to buck all my wood, stack it, you know, throw it in a trailer, you know, go make some more. If I paid someone to do that, that would be way more expensive than hiring a maid. So I told her, I said, look, I'm not going to stop doing that. That brings in, you know, some passive income that's it'd be stupid to throw it away. I said, now don't get me wrong, I'll go put on some little dumb apron and I'll go sweep the floor. I said, or I could continue to buck and split wood and make more money doing that. And you know, and she's like, well, what do you say? I said, we need to hire a maid. And I'm telling you right now, we've had this maid for, I don't know, at least maybe a year now. I don't remember exactly how long it's been, but she ain't been stressed out one. So you can't do everything. There's got to be things that's delegated. And, you know, I say this all the time. I don't change my own oil. I know how to do it. I used to do it in my trucks, my Jeep. I used to do it all the time. You know, it's not hard to do, but I don't change my oil anymore. Heck, I don't even rotate my tires anymore. As soon as they change my oil, I tell them to rotate my tires. I can't tell you the last time that I put windshield wiper in the little windshield the fluid box. I can't tell you the last time that I went to Walmart, went to that stupid chart to figure out which one of these windshield wipers were going to fit my truck. I can't tell you the last time I put a light bulb in my tail light. I mean, put the lights in my tail lights. I'm telling you, the place that I go to change my oil, they'll do all that for you. And guess what? They do all of it right there, and they're going to be done within 20, 30 minutes. Now, if they don't have something, they got to order it. And I say, hey, just order it. I'll be here in 3 months. Put it in there in the back, put my name on it, and y'all can put it on next time. But they have just about all the stuff right there. I get all that stuff done within an hour, all of it. I pay someone to do it. I don't cut my own hair, you know. So I'm just pointing out that if there's something you can do to give yourself more time, you need to do it. You know, so you know, I'm listening to you, and you're like, man, I'm struggling. You know, excuse me, I'm getting beat up. Yeah, that means you need some more time. All your time is being taken away from you, and you need some of that time back. So that'd be the first thing I'd be on. Like, you know, what could I do to get some time back? And I would start working on that list. Do you have anything in mind that you can do to get some time back?
Not at this moment, I don't.
Nothing? Man.
That's the bad part.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, that's the number one thing I'd be working on right now is what can I do to get some of my time back? And it may cost you something financially, but you'd have to ask yourself, is it worth it? And trust me, being from the from the country myself. I was not raised to get people to do stuff for me. I was raised, do it yourself. But when I got older, I started recognizing what that was. Do it yourself, because it's all about saving money. Just work hard. You can get the stuff done. And they're right. It's not wrong. It's 100%. There's nothing wrong with that. But once you start kind of figuring out that there are people that can do that, and you can go do something else with your time. Now, it doesn't mean be a couch potato, right? That's not what you do. You don't just become a couch potato. No, I buck wood, I split wood, I stack it, I train people doing various things. Descaled, there's a few things that I do. And I just got a skid steer, and I already know there's a couple of people that's already going to ask me if they can either rent it or rent me with it. And now I'm going to start doing that. And I wasn't going to start renting out my trailer till probably about right after this, till about, let me see, maybe November of this year. I might start renting my trailer out. And now I'm going to be doing that. So if I'm doing all those things and I get people to do other things for me, my time is still being pushed out to other things. You're not just in the house watching TV all day. Or you're not just doing everything. It's really not good if someone says, man, I haven't had no personal time in a year. That's a bit much. That's a bit much. There has to be something you can figure out where you have some personal time, and I understand this.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's been hard, since Dad spent 5 weeks in the hospital, and then coming back and getting 1,500 cow-calf pair in and doing things around here, and then my place, and now we're starting to put up hay. And last year we put up over 5,200 bales, and we usually hay until towards the end of September. So then there's nothing, and then you get to moving hay, and then the middle of October, here comes weaning, and it's just it's a vicious cycle. And the part that I struggle with, I'd like to hire people to help, but it's hard to find good people to check your pastures and make sure everything's all right. And I have spring and fall cows both, so my fall cows will start calving in August in the middle of haying, of course, and it's just a lot, Trot. But I guess the part that I really struggle with the most is Dad lashing out on me.
Yeah.
Times I can walk away, but there's a lot of times I can't, and I've gotten so worn down, honestly, I don't know what to do anymore. I'm struggling. I am. I'm honest. I'm struggling.
Yeah. Well, first of all, we don't know how much longer he's going to be lashing out.
Right.
Another year can go by and he might start forgetting what the heck lashing out is. He might just start. He might just start crying for ice cream every day. Hey, bring the ice cream over here. It's like you've already eaten a whole tub of ice cream. It's gone, and then before you know it, they have a pity party. Literally mad, upset. Like I've seen them. They'll do this.
Right.
Yeah, and you're like, oh God, you know what? I'd rather you just be mean and lash out. I can't stand this pity stuff you're doing. But too late. That's just where they're at. But again, it's just it's a stage. It's a stage. Everybody's parents are going to go through a stage, and the kids got to deal with it. Period. It's a stage,
exactly.
and it's you today, but my dad's in his 70s. Let me tell you what my dad. Let me tell you what my dad did, bro. This just happened a few months ago, so I got to guard my words, okay? But I need y'all to use y'all's imagination. Use your imagination as much as possible. Let me tell you what old Pops did a few months ago. So. He got a whole, he wanted a pew pew. Y'all tracking? Everybody tracking?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So he wanted a pew pew. And we're not talking the short ones that fit in one hand. We're talking about the long pew pews, okay? That you put on your shoulder, right? He takes this pew pew and he calls my brother and he's like, hey, come over here. Let me know which pew pew is mine, because there was a few of them there. And they all do kind of look the same. And my brother shows up. This one, Pops, this one right here. All right. Anyway, days later, my brother calls me and he's dying laughing. Let me tell you, when one of my brothers, well, it's really my younger one that does it, but if he calls me and he's laughing already, Bubba, I'm already getting me coffee. And I said, don't say nothing. Let me go make my coffee. I go get my coffee. I sit down. I'm like this. I take me a swig and I'm like, all right, what happened? Because we don't gossip. So he's not calling to gossip. He's calling because I got to tell you something that happened. But what I'm about to tell you, it's not gossip. It's about our own pops. And so Trot's still alive. Is it the end of the world? Flip, what's up, man? No, we're not still alive. We just went on 30 minutes ago. Flip over here thinking we've been live since 10 o'clock this morning, like I've been live 12 hours. So I'm like, what happened? My brother's laughing so hard, he can't even tell me what happened. And this one, it's a good one because he can't even spit it out. But obviously, I'm not going to put y'all through that. But he's laughing so hard because, long story short, my pops had a pew pew. He had a pew pew, and let's just say he's in a room somewhere. Okay, it doesn't matter where. That don't matter. And in this room, there's a mirror. Okay, and let's just say Dad pew pewed one through the wall in the house.
Oh, Lord.
So, listen. So, my dad had a friend there, and my dad's friend heard, he heard this pew pew action. So, he hits the ground. He's thinking, like, let me just say this. Where my dad lives, it's semi-bougie. Nobody's doing a drive-by in that area, if you understand. But when you hear a big bang, what are you thinking is happening? So, this guy hits the ground, and he's freaking low crawling, and he's, telling my dad, they're out to get us. They're here. Like, I don't know who it is, but somebody's here. Go get your pew pew, And so when he makes it into the room, old Pops is looking at his hands like, what the heck just happened? Well, my dad's buddy realizes, oh, that was you? So he starts checking himself like, oh, shoot, where'd it go? Where'd it go? And then he sees a hole in the wall. He's like, oh, crap. And, of course, it was aimed downward. So it's like, hit the concrete, ricocheted. And, but it's in marble and concrete. So it didn't go nowhere. Hey, y'all give me a second. Man, y'all being quiet or what?
Absolutely. We're waiting for you.
Oh, well. Y'all can talk about something. No, we have a looks like a German Shepherd. It's like a Belgium Molossus or whatever you call it. Somebody might know how to say it.
Maltese?
No. Let me see if I can find.
Malinois.
Yeah, Malinois, however you say that. Let's see. Yeah, Malinois or Malinois. That's what it looks like. But they look like German Shepherds, but they have like a real dark face, and then it goes back to like that German Shepherd look. He should of Pew Pew the malt vinegar. Heck, nah, malt vinegar is amazing. What are you talking about?
Malinois.
Yeah, that thing. Well, anyway, that's what it is. I could tell it is full blood a Belgian Malinois, however the heck you say it. That's what it is. And it literally just came to our house today. So the area, the country part that we live in, I hate to say it, but every few months we get a dog dropped off. People just drop dogs out here, and half of them are full blood, beautiful dogs. The other half are mutts. And you know, I'm not taking no dogs. So guess what? All dogs go to heaven. You know, but yeah, but about, you know, regarding you know, Kelly's situation, everybody, if you have parents, you're going to go through this. You are going to go through the phase of where is their mental state going to be at age whatever. Where is it going to be? And, you know, the whole will thing. Was there a will? Who's getting what? Where is this going? You know, and we kind of talked a little bit about that the other day, where you have, you know, you have, well, I don't say it that way, but you have some people in your family, hopefully, that will be proactive about, you know, how much the bill is going to be when they go bye-bye. We'll just put it that way, right? And it's not okay to put the bill on anybody else but yourself. You're the one that should be paying that bill. You know, you should be paying it. You should not be, well, when I go bye-bye, y'all just do whatever y'all want. Like this, it's just not okay, you know. Now, if they, you know, and these numbers are not real, guys, okay? But let's just say they left you $100,000. Well, at that point, what the heck does it matter if you're the one that has to pay? What does it matter if you're the one that has to pay? Like, even if it cost him $10,000 or $20,000, they just gave you $100,000. Take the other $80,000 and shut up. What does it matter? Okay, all right. But if they put you in the hole when they died, that's not okay. All right, that's not okay. That's why you have certain family members. You know, they won't even show up to funerals. They just feel like they have enough money to pay their bills, and that's it. And then you just kind of see the ugly come out on certain people, man. You'll just see it. They, you know, money does some funny things to people, man. It really does. So, but in Kelly's situation, Kelly, 90% of us that are here right now are going to have to deal with something similar to that in some way. Now, I will say, if it went on for, you know, how long has this been going on where you've been kind of taking care of the property a lot?
A little over a year.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say 5 years of that would probably be a bit much. 1 year, I can see 1 year is starting to come to that full circle, where you're like, oh, wow, I'm going to have to do this again. Like all that I just did, I'm going to have to do it again for another year. Like, and that's what I said. That's where honesty is key. Are there enough hands, meaning for anyone that don't know, is there enough people helping take care of this property? If not, then adjustments have to be made. I mean, it is what it is. Adjustments have to be made. And sometimes it's best to find some people you can trust, and that's true. That's not very easy. It's not easy to do. There's a property not even far from my house. It might be 5 miles, maybe 3 to 5 miles. It's not far from me. And the couple are in their mid-60s. And the guy, I could tell the guy's still strong, okay? But when you're in your mid-60s, you definitely don't need to be outside every day breaking your back. I'm just saying. And,
right.
Agreed. And he is looking for 1 or 2 good hands to help on his property, but he's not saying it that way. He'll just find out, and I don't know why he's doing this. He's being sneaky, and I told him, you better stop being sneaky. It's going to come back and bite you. So he knew that I sold firewood. So how he tried to get me out on his property is, hey, man, free firewood, he tells me. I said, free firewood? He goes, well, there's a bunch of downed trees, and I want it gone. He's like, so can you come remove it? I said, well, that's what I do. Yeah, I'll come remove it. So I get out there and I realize half of these trees they've been down for years. They're not, they may be good for firewood to burn right there, but they're not good purchased firewood, if you understand what I'm saying. And so half the trees were good though. We're talking, there was some pecan, mesquite, some good wood out there. And he's like, just take it, just come and take it. And I'm walking around, we're walking around this whole property. And he's like, yeah, and he literally starts pointing at other things that need to be done. He literally believed that if he gave me a bunch of free firewood, I would be a hand on his property. You hear me, Kelly?
Good Lord.
I'm
really?
serious. Yeah. Now I want to say he's only got probably 100 acres. It's not huge, but I want you to think about 100 acres and about 25% of that is covered in trees. Like it's a lot of trees. So there's a lot of down trees. So it's a lot of wood. But he really believed that if he gave me firewood, that I was going to be his hand. But he was trying not to say that. But if you paid attention the way he was trying to get me to agree to do things, I'm like, man, I don't think he sees what I'm seeing. So we get up to one of his fences and I lean on it and I said, hey, y'all ever thought about selling half of this? I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'll buy half of it and then I'll work on my half. Or you can just give me half and then I'll work on yours for 5 years or something. Like that's how something like that's going to work. But like telling somebody I'll give you $25 a day and you just work on my property. You might as well just say you're going to give me a Snicker bar and I'll work on your property. Basically, you're going to give me a Snicker bar so I don't die for that week or that day. And he's like, well, I said, look. I said, what it sounds to me is you need a hand out here. I said, you need to find you 1 or 2 good hands. I said, telling me I can have firewood and you'll meet me halfway, like, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Brother, a Snicker bar, but you want me to work the kind of work that's literally $400 a day type work. For sure, for sure 300. And you want me to do all this. So you want me to bring my side-by-side out here, put all, I didn't have my skid steer at the time, but you want me to bring my side-by-side over here, my trailer over here, loaded up with all the brush because he's got one burn pile. He's like, I want all this stuff. I was like, brother, if you're paying me a snicker, I'm burning it where it sits. What are you talking about?
Right?
Like, I'm not dragging your stuff, you know. And don't get me wrong, nice couple, nice people, man. But it's a lot of work, and we're talking just 100 acres. I can't imagine how many acres you say your dad got?
16,000.
Yeah, man. I mean, god dang, that's freaking Yellowstone. That's too serious, you know?
It is a lot.
That's freaking Yellowstone, man. You know, and then you got 4 hands. Lord have mercy, you know? That's 4,000 acres a hand. Shoot. Nope.
It's a lot.
Yeah, no, it is.
Tell you what, it's overwhelming at times.
I bet. You know, at one time, did your dad have more than 4? He had to have at least 12 guys out there at some point.
He did. Well, he had 10.
Okay,
he didn't have 10.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not an expert at anything, but I know enough, and that's a freaking lot. You know, and I'm over here complaining about 100 that this man wants me to do by myself. You know, I'm like, say, bro, like, heck, I only own.
I complain about my 700.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'd complain if I had. Heck, I only got 5. We only got 5 acres right here. You know, it's a little house in a prairie over here. You know, shoot,
Fun fact.
Kelly's over
Yellowstone is 2 million.
2 million acres.
2 million acres.
Lord have mercy.
Okay, well, Kelly's she's a half Yellowstone, and I ain't talking about acreage. I'm just talking about handful.
Right?
Yeah,
Just a blank compared to 2 million.
Yeah, 2 million. Lord have
I have
mercy.
no idea. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, Kelly's Bonanza. Just put it like that. Christian, look up. Meanwhile, back at the, what did it say? Meanwhile, back at the what? At the plant or at the, what does Bonanza say?
Oh, gosh, I can't remember.
It said, meanwhile, ranch. Back at the ranch.
Back at the ranch.
Yeah, back at the ranch. Christian, how many acres did Bonanza have?
Kelly, all I heard was just the acreage, and I'm thinking in my head, being that I'm in the mortgage industry, sell off the parcels, sell some parcels.
Of mine or my dad's?
Your dad's. Oh, I wouldn't tell you to do yours. 16,000. Sell some parcels of land.
Well, that's what my sister's ready for him to be removed from Earth, and she wants her inheritance right now from the ranch.
He has a living trust.
Yes, as far as it goes, Grandma left it. His mom left half of the ranch to my sister and I, and left him the other half because she was mad at him. And so he's never gotten over that either. So he actually had to pay the taxes and the inheritance on it. Yep. So when he passes, then it automatically transfers to us. He gets the royalties off of it, but we own it. If we want to sell it, we must all be in agreement on it, because if one doesn't want to sell it, then it can't be sold, actually.
Well, okay, so I'm assuming you live in Texas, correct?
No, I live in Nebraska.
Hey, hold on, let me say this. Misunderstood. You're going to have to hit her up on the DMs.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm going to tell you how you can contest that.
Okay.
Yeah, hit her up on the DMs. She's going to try to talk. She's going to try to talk to you about another side of that. What, Christian?
Rosa, 640,000.
640,000. Well, that's half of Yellowstone, pretty much. No, that's not even half. That's a quarter.
That's not even half, bro.
That's about a quarter. Yeah. Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, it is. Wow, can I not type on here? Okay, never mind.
1,000 square mile ranch.
Good grief.
1,000 square mile. Huh. That's weird. I don't understand why it's not. What is this? My bad. I'm trying to. All right. Yeah, Kelly, obviously, this is, let's just see what happens as far as your sister coming down. Let that whole thing play out. You can come up here and we'll talk about it some more, but right now it seems like there's a lot of things that are in the unknown, like it's not really, we're unsure of the outcome of, what your sister's trying to do. And, we don't know, just, obviously it's going to happen. She's going to show up. She's going to play the game, the one you're saying she's going to play, where she's going to go around trying to get guys to talk about how, dad's not all there. And like I said, as long as you stay on the side of truth, then there's no one to be mad at, right? There's no one to be mad at as long as you stay on the side of truth, right? If the doctor says, you know what, your sister's right, dad's not 100% focused the way he should be, that's not the time to get mad at sissy. It's not like, how dare you? I mean, if the doctor is saying it's true, what the heck you mad at her for? Like, so I would 100% stick to what is true. That way you can keep your peace of mind, because you're not in control of what's going on. No one's in control. You might be able to have a say-so, right, regarding property and items and things like that. But I'm saying the natural order of mom and dad getting old, we do not have power or control over that. And the quickest that you can just be honest with yourself about what stage people are in, the better. That way you're not tempted to get mad at anybody. I mean, heck, you knew at 15 one day your dad was going to pass, Right. So it's nothing new. We've all been preparing ourselves for that day. And, I don't think it's a pleasant day for anybody, honestly. But right now we're at the unknown part where all this negative stuff started happening all at one time. You had to start going over there to take care of the property. Your sister's coming. Dad's incompetent. All this stuff is fresh. So the only thing you can do is harness your own emotions and, one step at a time. Don't allow it to overwhelm you, because there's nothing you can do about it. The process is it's going to process itself out. Like, there's nothing that you have. Two choices: worry about it, or harness your emotions when they try to come in and make you believe that all is lost. This is horrible. I can't do this anymore. There's only two choices. You're either going to do it or you're not. And I think you are. I just think that it's because it's at the beginning of the stage. It's like, dang, it's kind of sucks right now. But that's why I started a Grit Mastery family. Trust me, I love talking about the Bible, especially Shadows of Christ. I love it. I can do it all day. But the family part of descaled, it was just a matter of time until I pulled the plug on it. And, as I get the system down more on exactly how I'm going to do it, we'll start having topics, literally backed up topics. I won't be coming up and asking, what do y'all want to talk about? Like, I'll actually start hitting some very direct things. It'll be for some people one day, other days it won't be, because it's just going to be different things, right? And remember, a Grit Mastery family is only going to be 1 hour, okay? And so it's literally been an hour and 5 minutes, but I know I'm always going to count about 5 minutes of shenanigans. Like, I'm always going to do that. So we do have a couple of minutes. We don't have a lot. But yeah, so what day is your sister going down there, Kelly?
She'll be here tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Okay. And she's going to be there for how long?
For a week.
For a week.
A week.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It might be a long week.
I'm sure it will. You know, hey, it doesn't have to be though. I'm being dead serious. That's still your sister.
I know.
You know, no, I'm not saying you don't know. My bad. I didn't mean it that way. I'm saying let's get back to reality. It's still your sister. You're telling me you don't know how to have a good time with your sister, you know?
No, because honestly, we mix like oil and water, Trot.
Yeah, but y'all have to have some sort of memory that y'all can, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying as adults y'all have to see eye and eye, but y'all should be able to talk about something when y'all were growing up. There's got to be something, you know? So did she leave country for good? She become a city girl?
Pretty much, yeah.
Ah, okay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
She didn't like being country growing up.
Okay, I see. Yeah. She went to Barbie La La Land, and you went fishing with Daddy.
Pretty much, yeah. She always had her nose in a book, and I liked the horses and the cattle, and that wasn't her kind of thing at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, guess what? That's where she came from, so I wouldn't. Hey, I'll tell you right now, if that was somebody in my family, I'd say, hey, that's how we grew up. Like, quit trying to act like you don't know nothing about it. You do know something about it. I understand you chose not to live that life as an adult, but let's not act like you don't know anything about it. Unless it was something negative, right? You know, you have people of all races. I don't care what the race is. They're kind of forced into a gang. That's all races. I can understand now if somebody left that and they're like, oh, man, I don't want no part of that. You don't tell them, oh, you were raised in it. That's not the same thing. That's not the same thing, you know, breaking the law and doing everything opposite. You don't tell someone that's how you were raised. You don't tell them that. But when it comes to having manners and, trying to have good morals, you're not wrong for telling somebody, hey, look, the family tried, okay? But don't tell somebody when, you know, you're raising a kid to break the law and you try to bring them back to that. That's so stupid. I don't know why people do that. That'll make no sense. At some point, you have to realize, okay, that was wrong. I probably shouldn't have pushed, you know, my family to be part of that. Yeah. But, you know, I don't know. I just think that your sister's going to get there and hopefully you got a full day to think about what you could bring up that would at least make her laugh. Surely you could think of one thing.
I'm going to try.
Just think of
As
one.
I'm sitting in that John Deere tractor baling hay, I'm going to try like crazy.
Okay, well, that's plenty of time. That's plenty of time.
Right?
Yes, turn the radio off and just think for at least 1 hour. And if you can't figure nothing else in an hour, then just put it back on and try again another couple hours, heck, you know. But
well, if nothing else, I'll drag her over to one of the two fishing ponds and tell her to cast a pole to see if she can remember how to do that and at least laugh at that.
I'll say, when's the last time you went fishing? Come on, let's go. She's gonna be like, I don't want to go. She may not want to do the activity. You might just want to. Hey, matter of fact, you might be able to find some pictures in that house.
I might have to go through the photo albums.
Yep.
I have all of them.
All right, that's all you got to do. Hey, let the photos remind. Just say, you know what? Oh man, I remember this. Write it down, and then just get like 3 or 4 pictures and say, hey, I'm going to give you a picture, and I want you to tell me the first thing that comes out. If she starts being a negative Nancy, and you show a picture, right, and you tell her, hey, tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. And if she keeps saying mosquitoes, stinky fish, cow patties, if she keeps playing that game, say, okay, besides all that, is there anything else and say, well, I wrote some things down and you can go over them. And if she don't want to play the game, oh, well, you tried. And who cares? Take her out to go get something to eat and don't talk about nothing. Just let her talk. Heck, you know, you ain't got to put the spotlight on her. It's all right.
Right.
You know, God dang, you know, if it even seems like it's going to be an argument, say, no, I know you didn't come all the way down here to fight. Let's not do that. I mean, come on. You know, it's already sad enough that Pop is in this situation. Let's not fight, please. Lord have mercy. You know, but
right.
Yeah. So, but you know, one thing at a time, one day at a time. Just let Saturday and Sunday bypass, and Monday morning, D-scale will come on. And if you're the first one, if you beat Christian here, I know it wasn't good. I'll know then. If you beat Christian, if you beat Christian here,
if you beat Jennifer, not me. Jennifer's here first.
No, it's because Dre always says, Christian, how are you?
I know.
He said, I think Trot texted you. Dre told Christian, I think Trot sends you a text message before he goes live.
Yep, I'm Trot's favorite.
Oh, man, that was funny. Yeah, so that's what we'll do. We'll just wait till Monday, take some notes down, and, you know, just we can just discuss some of those notes Monday, and then we'll hop in the Bible, and we'll just start a new week starting Monday. So anybody have anything that they want to throw out? We got 30 seconds. It's not a lot of time, but
thank you so much, Trot. I'm
absolutely.
very grateful.
Absolutely. Anybody got anything? 30 seconds. No. Going once, going twice.
I do.
What we got?
Well, now remember I told y'all I gave a time limit, 90 days, right? Try, you know I'm not.
90 days what? Hold on. 90 days for what? Remind me.
In regards to my husband?
Oh, crap. All right. What happened?
Don't be like that.
Well, I'm just saying, you making it sound like 90 days is up already.
Well, in my mind, it needs to be. Yeah. But no, brother, I'm being serious. No. He brought something to my attention, and instead of me delivering it, giving him the hard, honest truth, I was just like, well, you'll just figure it out. And I just walked away, smiling. Have a good day. And that was it.
Yeah.
So I wasn't. God, I guess you can call it passive aggressive, because I know how it's going to end. It's not going to bode well, because he sees just what's right in front. He doesn't look past that. And so, but anyway, I took your advice, and yeah.
And you choked him out.
No,
okay.
Trust me, I wanted to.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Well, let's do this. I need you Saturday and Sunday, you know, and you can't let him or anybody know. Make you a small journal regarding what you're talking about, and just write some things down on Saturday. Some things down. Come on, you could take your phone out and go to your notes and put it in there and say, hey, I'm going to talk about this, Monday on a Grip Mastery family. Here's my notes. That way, when you come up, hey, you got your notes right there, And if you're on your device, then you can move them over to another device or write them down, whatever, and say, hey, I got some notes. I'm going to go over this real quick, and then we'll talk about it Monday. So Monday is the day. I wrote some notes down right here for Kelly and Misunderstood. And if anybody else got something else, send me a DM. I'll try my best to remember them. And
we don't have Grip Mastery in the evening, Trot, because I work during the day, so I can't really come up in the box.
So most of the Grip Mastery family events are going to be in the evening. Right now, they're kind of all over the place. I ain't lying. I'm tired as heck. But they're kind of all over the place right now because my wife is off for the summer. So for the next 2 weeks, she's going to be in and out But as soon as she starts working again, she works a lot. You know, the only time she's going to be able to come in is going to be on the weekends. Now, don't get me wrong. There will be some evenings that she'll be able to step in, but it won't be as frequent as she has been until the next summer. But she'll be here. But more than likely, when she goes back to work, they're probably going to be in the evening. So there is a handful of people that are rooting for it to stay on the evening, and it's possible that it will, but we'll see.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, guys, that's it. Remember, a Grit Mastery family is literally pretty soon. I'm going to hold to it. So right now it's been an hour and 20 minutes, but it will be an hour on the dot. I might give an extra 5 minutes because of the shenanigans, but it is literally going to end up to be 1 hour only, and it is what it is. But let's see. So popped up wild panda. I don't know what that's about. Anyway, guys, God bless. We will see y'all Monday morning.